What's going on? So, this is the second video for the channel. Basically, every Sunday I go through kind of like my watch list, what I want to do. Um, Options to me isn't a thing where you're looking at and you're like, oh, I got to buy this right now. Oh, the setup is looking great. Like, I'm looking at the daily charts, I'm looking at the fundamentals. This is something that I'm thinking about way before I actually hit the button to buy. So I have a couple things on my radar. We'll talk about it today. And, I use TrendSpider right here. You do not need to get this if you're not, you know, searching for companies yourself. I do recommend at least having TradingView. Even if you're coming from the prop firm world, it will help you there and it will help you in options as well. But yeah, one of the big things I look at is PE ratio. Amazon is looking good to me. We are definitely trading at a where I guess you'd call the company cheap or cheaper. I mean, we're trading at like what is that, 44. I mean, we've been trading over 100 here in the 90s, in the 70s, 50s, 60s, 50s. It just seems like it's getting cheaper and cheaper. It hasn't really gone anywhere, which is interesting. Um, but I know earnings is coming up. I think I can get some juice out of the options at a minimum. Um, I am possibly here's what the chain looks like. Oh, I'm not sure. So I would probably maybe do like 185s. Give me $5 of premium. My break even price would be 180, and I probably don't mind owning Amazon at 180. Uh, so if the stock did fall below 180, I'd have to buy it. I'd probably at that point probably turn around and start selling calls against it, but I'd probably be selling out of the money calls because at some point I do want to own Amazon. I do think that all this consolidation will eventually get expansion and you're going to get kind of like a run like you got here. Maybe we get a 30, 40 point run. And it just kind of looks like a company that is obviously on the cheaper side. It's growing. And like, I don't own any Amazon and I've always wanted to. So this is probably a good spot for me personally to own it. And that's how I've been thinking about this. Another one I don't currently own right now is Google. This chart actually looks really good. It's come down. It's riding the 200. Kind of got like an inverted head and shoulders on the daily. And they have earnings coming up as well on the 29th, which is Tuesday. I'm just bringing up their options chain. Their options change. Basically, I can get, if I sell at the money, I can collect $5 on 165 puts. But I like the chart. Like, I really like this. What do we got? 190. I might sell like, I might personally sell like 160s, collect $3. So Google would have to fall to 157 for me to lose money on that. And then turn around and buy like at the money 167s and then sell 177s. So net, this would be about $3. I'd collect $3. So this would be like a free trade. If you just did one contract, you'd be risking, you could make as much as $1,000 if Google's over 177.5. And then you'd have to buy, you'd start losing money if Google went under 157. It's probably what I'm going to do. That's probably what I'm going to do. And if I hit and I don't own the shares, I would probably roll that into Amazon earnings at some point. So those are two that I'm definitely looking at this week, Google and Amazon. Um, Google's another one that's, what is it trading at? Like 23 P ratio is 23. I know their YouTube side is growing pretty heavily. They're talking about Netflix with streaming. Netflix reported earnings. Streaming was up. You got YouTube TV. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube TV was up a lot. Um, I don't own any Google or Amazon, and this is probably my time to grab some. So those are probably two trades I'm looking at this week. I was looking at the China bounce. I own some China stocks. I am not a fan of China stocks long term. I was actually looking for kind of like a short term bounce. I don't know if we're going to get it, or I was in BABA. I actually bought a lot of BABA right at this right at the bottom right here, and I ended up selling it right as soon as we gapped up. I didn't really. China's on my watch list because, if you look, their numbers are like they sold these stocks way down. I mean, their PE ratios are way down. Um, if this was an American company, this stock would probably be well over $200, and it's not. It's just the way it is. A lot of fudging the numbers and things like that going on over there. It's not something you can really, really trust. Um, I know Bitcoin. Let's see if we can see Bitcoin. Yeah, we can. Bitcoin was looking like it was going to break out, but nah, this isn't a good chart. Not a good chart. This is a stock I want to own. I might start nibbling on this. If this fills the gap at $97, I am probably buying a hefty position of this. It's definitely richly valued, but the things that they're working on, they're doing a bunch of organ transplants. I know they got into what do you call it? Flying them around. They're doing a bunch of things. I gotta really read up. So I have a friend that does some heavy, heavy research, and he has been in this stock since I think the 40s and 50s. On this down, he researched the hell out of this company, and he was like, dude, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy this. I I bought maybe at 45, and I ended up selling it at 40, being like, bro, you are an idiot. He's like, dude, doing my research. This is it. This is it. This is it. Man, he made so much freaking money off of this. He bought stock. He bought long-term options. He just, man, he made so much money. He thinks it's going to go way higher than this. And that's, sometimes you can't research everything yourself. I can't sit here and research every single company for a full day or 2 days just on one company without using other people and bouncing ideas off other people that I trust. So I have a group of people that I trust, and we bounce ideas off each other. And this is one of the ideas that, has been bounced off me. Did I research this a ton? No. But the people that I know that trade for a living like it. And due to that, it goes on my radar. And then I probably play the technical side of it, which would be, a gap fill. A sweep under 100 to 97 would be the ultimate. That's to me where I like this. but I know a lot of people are talking about it. I love cybersecurity companies. I think companies like Net have been pretty stagnant if you look over a while. Um, Obviously, still richly valued, but they're going to be around forever, and it's just growing, growing, growing. I mean, you can see their revenue numbers. That's what this is right here. And you just see the revenues just going up every quarter, just going up, going up. Only leads me to believe that this is going to just keep growing. It's pretty interesting. I like this one. I like Net. I have Net puts, by the way. I sold Net puts. Yeah, I'm looking to collect some premium on Net puts, and then I am. The only thing that worries me currently about. So I feel good about Amazon. I feel good about the Qs. No, I feel good about Amazon. I feel good about Google. The one thing that I am definitely worried about is I know the whole Israel thing this weekend, and we are approaching where we topped last time, which is pretty freaking high. Like, if the market rolls over, it's probably going to bring Amazon and Google down. Let's just be real with that. Part of me wants the market to roll over where they have good earnings, but the market brings it down, because then it just gives me a better entry to get into those companies, especially like long term. That's the one thing I am worried about, is us rolling back over and maybe going back down to 470, where we get about, I don't know, maybe a little bit lower, like a 4 or 5% pullback. That's kind of what I've been thinking about, ish, of some type of pullback. That's the only reason why I'm hesitant on putting a lot of my money to work. I would say right now, just for argument's sake, I have maybe 55% of my money at work, which means I sold out of 45% of my things. So I am not all in. I have a lot of cash on the side, and I have a lot of cash on the side because of where this market currently is. If the market was lower, I would probably have more cash in there. So that's just something I keep on the back of my mind, is I don't know if I want to be, 90% long where the market currently is. I'm also gold and silver, they've recently ran a lot. I feel like oil is about to take off. I know Saudi said that they're going to start pumping more oil. That was not good for oil. I think that was this big drop. This is Oxy. Buffett owns this company, and if it's good for Buffett, it's good for me. But it seems like every time it comes around the 50 level, we bounce. But we were holding 55, 50 for a while, and then the Saudi news just killed it. I don't know. Obviously demand's going to go up over the next couple months as we roll into winter. But the whole Israel thing could spark this. There's a lot going on there. I know Israel started doing some stuff over this weekend, and that's something that's definitely in the back of my mind as well. And then there's anyway, that's two companies that I'm looking at. By the way, through the week, I look at an options screener, and I'll see if big options flow comes in on any companies. And that is something I will follow. So what I'm talking about today is just companies I'm looking at based on valuation and charts. But through the week, if something big comes through, I'll tail a large investor, and that's where I'll come up with some plays as well. But yeah, another company, I don't like this company long term, but Etsy has run, I mean, this is the end of October, November. It's one of those companies that seasonality does well, obviously, during Christmas. Let's see what we did last Christmas. No, we dumped. Did we dump? No, here's October. October through the end of November, it freaking took off from 243 to almost 300. That was when everything was overpriced. Let's see. This is October. Look, end of October again. And then we ran. I might freaking take a shot here. If this starts moving, I'm going to put a little right over. It'll alert me if we get over 50. We get over 50, I'm probably going to buy some December options, maybe sell some puts. And actually, I'm not even going to sell puts because I can get caught. I don't want to own this thing. I might buy a couple lotto calls, maybe like $50 calls, $55 calls. And I might ride the seasonality of Etsy. And then, yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for. I'm going to go through some other charts. I think a lot of the stocks, though, are just valued right, I guess. I like Snow, but Snow is doing a lot of share-based compensation. So they're giving out a lot of shares to workers, and I'm not cool with that. I think we can go lower, even though I like the company. I'm just looking to see what else there is. What was it? W Day was interesting. So I ran a scan right here. Oh, I probably didn't save it. This scan right here is something similar to Mark Minervini. It takes a lot of his thoughts and what he looks at. I put it in a scan, and it's not exactly, but it's definitely close. And by the way, I don't really trade financials because I want the stocks to be able to move where I can get some premium. I like selling premium. So if the stock's not moving, I'm probably not buying it. And that's just how I feel. Because, you only have X amount of money. So I can only buy or sell X amount of puts. And I want to make it worth it when I do. I'm not looking to take small gains. And financials really don't excite me. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at for the week. I didn't mean to bore you. I can go over more of these scans that I run on another video, but basically I'm looking at Google and Amazon for their earnings this week, and I'm most likely going to take a shot at that, and then we'll see what other options flow comes in. All right. I will see you guys on the stream. If you have any questions, comment or ask me there.